Hi everybody, it's Dandruff with your news cartridge for Monday, October 12th, 2015. Welcome back from break, and oh boy do I have a good one for you today. It's our top story. It's about one of our favorite people, Konami. Oh, actually no, Konami actually hasn't really been doing anything since Phantom Pain came out, other than Metal Gear Solid Online, which I hear isn't very good, but whatever. They've been pretty quiet. It's actually, today's top story is about Phil Spencer. Yes, yet again. He just loves talking to the media, and he has stated that he doesn't know if the Xbox One will be able to outsell the PS4 in this current console generation. The most current article that I can find says the PS4 has been outselling the Xbox One 22.3 million units to 12.8 million units, pretty much 2 to 1. He also says that Sony has a huge lead and a good product. Yeah, I'll verify that one. Not to put down the construction of the Xbox One. They're both really good pieces of hardware, but the numbers for the PS4 are just better. It just performs better. It's faster. Also, to drop a ball, all the rumors for the PS4 price drop, completely true. It's going to be dropping down to $349.99 US shortly, which means it's going to be the same price as the Xbox One without a Kinect, so you can't make any price to performance dollar arguments. It's going to be lesser hardware for the same price. He also goes on to say that information regarding the launch and all the negativity surrounding it, for example, having to be always online even for single player offline games, you'd have to have an internet connection, as well as not being able to sell games, completely eliminating the used game market. He had lost trust in gamers doing these things, and even after the changes were revoked, it was still not enough to get back everyone that they had lost. He also asked rhetorically, were we building a machine for us, or were we building a product for gamers? Also saying you lose your customers' assumption that the reason you're building their product is to delight them and not just build a better and more manipulative product. And sadly, finally, he thinks that backwards compatibility is going to save the system and be a selling point for those who still have not yet upgraded to the current generation. And if there's a link down in the description below for the entire video, please go watch it. Some of the parts are absolutely amazing. So the one thing that I completely agree with him most is that the machine wasn't built for gamers. They themselves even did the marketing as an all-in-one media machine, media experience, not a gaming experience. It's a machine where you could talk to people, Skype with people while you played games and watch Netflix at the same time, or browse the internet. Here's where I completely disagree with him, though, that the backwards compatibility will be a super huge selling point for the system in the future. It's coming soon. Because while I do believe that most gamers want to be able to play their old games, they also keep their old systems and to play those games on, and generally don't play those games again except for nostalgia's sake. What I will think will help the Xbox One is when Windows 10 completely takes over and the Xbox One is running DX12 and therefore taking a better advantage of the hardware that it has, but that will only push it a little bit closer to the PS4. And if the PS4 adapts the Vulkan API, then it's completely over for Microsoft. PS4 plays games. That's it. It plays games and it streams it to social media. That's what it's good at, and that's pretty much all it's good at. Otherwise, if you want to watch a movie or be on the internet or play a game, it's one at a time. Now, while I think it's great to multitask, it sounds like the Xbox One is trying to be a PC to me. It sounds like it's... Sorry about the trucks. Continuing on anyway. It's better if the console stays the console and adds more features only when it's convenient or necessary. Like when the PS2 did with adding a DVD drive. It was necessary and it really was a selling point for the console. Rather than to sacrifice hardware for software design to try new things to get gamers to do more things. But I think that's where the problem is. Gamers want to game. And if I personally want to watch a movie or TV or anything, then I stop gaming and I sit and I pay attention to that. If I try to do both at once, I feel like that movie or that TV show is just in the background and I can't pay attention to both equally. So how is that improving my game experience? It's really not. I just have more background noise from Netflix or the internet, which I could have easily just as gotten from playing my own music, which I can pay attention to while gaming because it's not a visual medium. It's a, you know. Well, so all in all, I just hope that Microsoft and Xbox have learned from their mistakes, and if there is a new console generation, which there probably will be, there's talk that there won't be, but they should focus on the hardware, bringing the players a purely gaming experience. Here's one you don't see every day that's actually pretty good news. Gravity Falls Legend of the Gnome Gemlets is a game for Nintendo 3DS that originally had a November launch date. Well, that date has been pushed up to October 20th. Cool, huh? It's pretty rare these days, although I can't say that it was ever common that for a game to be released early. Lately, though, it's been delays, which are fine because gamers just aren't willing to put up with a broken software anymore, console or PC side. It's not just us PC gamers. But the game comes to us from Ubisoft Framework, the same company that brought us Child of Light, Valiant Hearts, and some of the more recent Rayman titles. If you haven't seen any of their games before, they're generally 2D side-scrollers with absolutely wonderful gameplay, and this one will follow suit. They all have very unique stories and abilities, so it shouldn't be too similar to the other games. Pick up Gravity Falls Legend of the Gnome Gemlets on 3DS later this month on October 20th. EA has extended the beta on Star Wars Battlefront, unofficially known as Star Wars Battlefront 3, until Tuesday, October 13th to allow DICE to have extra time to do further technical tests on their infrastructure. I'm guessing that they did this to build a little bit of hype in order to get all players to want to play one last time before it releases, in order to really stress test their servers before launch day, because they even say that the tests are to help us find some extreme scenarios and also to be forewarned that players may experience occasional issues such as being kicked from the game or losing connectivity. So if you can, and I really didn't think I'd be saying this, let's all go help EA out and play some Star Wars Battlefront tomorrow. Give their servers a real go. I mean, it's not like it's, you know, it's free. You're not out anything. You'll even have some fun, I guess, and help that other players who do actually buy the game have a smooth, have a stable game from the get-go. The reason why I hesitate to say fun is because I thought the game wasn't really amazing. Not bad or anything. It ran well. It does run well. A couple of crashes, but that's kind of how all new games are these days. And it looks absolutely gorgeous. It looks amazing. For a free, it's definitely worth it. But I just don't know how I feel as a paid title yet, so I guess we'll have to see on launch. Stay tuned for more on Star Wars Battlefront. Our final story is one that is bittersweet. A 22-year-old Connecticut resident has been sentenced to 1 year and 1 day in prison for his role in 6 swatting incidents. And he's not playing the escapist or prison architect. All jokes aside, this is a real lowlife. He was part of a group known as TCOD, or Team Crucifix or Die, who actually has ties to Lizard Squad, the infamous group of script kiddies, and not much more can or really needs to be said. Swatting is something that all streamers know is at the back of their mind as a possibility, and thankfully it's rare. And no one has been injured in a swatting incident yet, but it is only a matter of time. Someone will be hurt, and I don't say that to scare anyone, but the only way that no one will be hurt is if they stop altogether. That's the only way. This is not a prank. This is not funny. It's a crime. It's a waste of resources. It puts people's lives at risk. I hope this criminal gets some help, because that's what he needs. He needs help, so that way he doesn't make these decisions again in the future. I hope he also serves as an example of what happens to people who do commit this awful crime. You can and you will be caught. Don't do it. That brings us to tomorrow's game releases. For PC, we have Crusaders of the Lost Idols, Paint the Town Red, the Jackbox Party Pack 2, ANCESTORY, and Minecraft Story Mode, a Telltale Game Series, Episode 1, The Order of Stone. For PlayStation 3, we have the Arlen Atelier Trilogy, and Minecraft Story Mode, Episode 1, The Order of the Stone. For PlayStation 4, we have the Telos Principle Deluxe Edition, Dragon Quest Heroes, The World's Tree Woe and the Blight Below, Wasteland 2, Director's Cut, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, Heart of Stone, Grand Ages Medieval, Back to the Future the Game, and Minecraft Story Mode Episode 1, The Order of the Stone. For PlayStation Vita, we have Corpse Party, Blood Drive. For Xbox 360, we have Back to the Future the Game. and Minecraft Story Mode Episode 1 The Order of the Stone. For Xbox One, we have Wasteland 2 Director's Cut, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, Hearts of Stone, Back to the Future, the game, and Minecraft Story Mode Episode 1 The Order of the Stone. For Nintendo 3DS, we have The Legend of Legacy, The Smurfs, and finally, Goosebumps, the game. Thank you very much, everybody. This has been News Cartridge. I am Dandruff. I will see you tomorrow. And what did Sonic use to knock on the door? Knuckles.